After many months of just constant speculation as to who Lillie is, who is this character that we were introduced to months ago, and what is her importance to the story, and a lot of people were theorizing, oh, maybe she has something to do with Team Skull, maybe she's a part of Team Skull, maybe she's a villain of some kind, maybe she's hiding a secret to do with Zygarde Core, who knows? There's a lot of different theories that went around the community about this character Lillie and what her importance is. Well, if you missed it earlier, there was actually a new announcement for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and there was a trailer that was shown on both Japanese and English YouTube channels that showcased a couple of different things, but one of the things that it focused on mainly and specifically was the Ultra Beasts and the Aether Foundation debut. Now, I'll go ahead and explain both of those things really quickly. The Aether Foundation debut is basically an organization that is dedicated to helping Pokemon that are either like, you know, not necessarily homeless, but maybe are sick or injured, basically sort of like a nursery or a daycare for Pokemon who need help and need a place to live, and there's fifth man-made island, which is actually the fifth island located in the middle of the map that I've been talking about for months now. That is where this is located, and it's sort of like a Pokemon reserve essentially. So it's sort of like an advanced safari zone, but you're not allowed to go catch Pokemon there. At least I don't think anyway. But they take care of Pokemon there. They do some cool stuff there, and clearly these guys are a group meant for somewhat for the good anyway. But what's interesting to note is that it's also quite apparent that they may not be up to all good things. The reason why I say that is because later in the trailer you actually come to find that one of the characters that we were previously introduced to do with the Aether Foundation debut, we see them just chilling with our main characters and whatnot, but what we notice here is that it looks like some kind of crazy experiment, something catastrophic is happening right now. And as we take a further look at it, what comes out of this portal but this giant jellyfish looking thing, which is actually known as UB01. And what's interesting about UB01 here is it shares a lot of similarities to that of a specific character that we may or may not have just talked about. You see, when you actually pull up a picture of UB01 and a picture of Lillie, and separately but you put them together in Photoshop, you can notice a crazy amount of similarities. Now, a lot of people may be like, oh, wow, you're grasping at straws, aren't you? This is clickbait. No, just wait. This is actually pretty mind-blowing stuff. When you look at it, Lillie has a floppy hat going on over here. That's sort of, it's kind of like a sombrero, but it's like a sun hat, basically. It's a floppy sun hat, and she's also got her long Goldilocks hair, and it's going downwards. She's got the arms, and she's got the legs, and her dress and whatnot. I know this is just, I'm basically describing her whole features right now, but when you compare that to that of UB01, you can see that UB01 shares a similar looking hat style for the top of it, because it's seeing as it is a jellyfish. It shares a similar hat style at the very top of it. It also shares similar like strands or like limbs or something that are coming down, maybe tentacles, I don't know what you want to call those, that are coming down that sort of seemingly represent her hair and her arms, and her dress itself also is sort of depicted to that of also like where it seems to be mixed with their dress and her hair with UB01's design. But you can see what I'm saying, how in a way they both seemingly represent like a girl or like a female dressed in like summertime clothing, I guess you could say. So a lot of people are making the connection that, oh, maybe that it is possible that this is UB01. What's very interesting, and there's two other misconceptions that people have had so far saying that it's not legitimate or that is incorrect information, where I think it's actually quite possible. If you go to the Pokemon official website and you read the description bio for UB01, it says UB01's body is composed of a gas-like substance. However, it's constantly changing shapes, never settling on one. While evidence of something like a survival instinct can be observed in UB01, no one knows whether it has a will of its own or any emotions. It's said that for some reason its movements resemble that of a young girl. So that, comparing that to Lillie, clearly she's a younger girl. I'm not really grasping at straws here. This is pretty obvious when you actually look at it, and there's other information in here that would lead to believe that this is the direction the Game Freak has gone with this. When you take a look at the trailer itself, just before they actually introduce UB01, they even say a mysterious threat, Ultra Beasts. What's interesting is when they first introduced Lillie, they introduced her as Kukui's mysterious assistant. So I guess both UBO1 and Lillie have a mysterious vibe to them. So really, when you compare the two, is it really that far off of an idea to say that Lillie is UBO1 based on how similar the features are, how the description itself on the official Pokemon site says it resembles that of a little girl, and also that this would not be the first time that Game Freak has gone with this whole concept of like making a person a Pokemon, sort of, if you can consider this a Pokemon. If you guys actually remember back in the Pokemon Hero movies, if any of you have ever seen that, there was a girl with brown hair named Bianca who shared really similar traits to that of Latias, and it turns out that it actually was the case at the very end of the movie, I believe anyway, that it was revealed she was indeed the Latias that was featured in the movie, but it was rather disguising itself as this female version of a human, being Bianca, and so it sort of had like an alter ego, if you want to call it that. So if that is the same approach that Game Freak is taking here, going like the alter ego route, where, like I said, Bianca was basically like a disguise for Latias because it had the ability to transform and look like a human. So the real question that remains here is that, is Lillie, is she really a human, or is UBO1 a Pokemon disguising as a human? See, that's the thing that I don't know. Like, you'll never really know. I feel like it's actually I think it's the opposite. I think Lillie has had some kind of experiments done on her, if you ask me. But I will get into that in a different video, because I have still some thoughts to share on some more storyline information that are going to come up in a preview, or that are going to come up in an upcoming video really soon. They might even come out today or sometime this week, I do promise that. But there's a lot of interesting Sun and Moon stuff coming out right now, and especially considering the game is 2 months away, you never know what's going to come through that door. I'm sorry. Okay, alright, the memes have consumed me, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, moving forward, I think it's really important to note that we are going to probably not get too much more big storyline information. I talked about this the other day where I said we're probably going to get one more big reveal, and then that's going to pretty much be it. But I will be the first one to hopefully say right now that I am fairly confident in the fact that this right here, this diagram that I have set up, shows perfectly that Lillie is indeed UBO1, and there's a lot more to this game in terms of its storyline to do with alchemy and, you know, possible, people want to say synchro evolution. This might actually lead us in the right direction for something like that, but again, I'll speak about something like that in a future video. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you thought of this little theory. Hopefully you maybe think it's legitimate. Honestly, I think all proof points towards the idea being solidified on the fact that Lillie is UBO1, and that there's going to be a lot more to do with like different alchemy related things, and different things to do with this character UBO1 that we've just been first introduced to one of its forms. So it makes you wonder, are there other forms of UBO1 that we have yet to see? Pretty sure that's what it means. If you guys enjoy, feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to stay updated for whenever we do any new Pokemon Sun and Moon information. Also, if you did not know already, you can go to my channel or click on the first link in the description, and you can already view, like, and comment on my Pokemon Sun and Moon live stream that we're going to be doing right when the game comes out. So if you're in need of a place that you can go and talk to your friends or other members of the Jason Nation at, then feel free to go there and do some trades, change friend codes, etc. Then if you want to do any of that, just feel free to check out the first link in the description. Like I said, visit that video so you can bookmark it, and maybe even leave a thumbs up on it in advance if you'd like to, and have it as a permanent chat to use for whenever I'm not streaming at the time, which you can catch me live streaming weekdays at 6 p.m. EST and weekends at 1 p.m. EST. Thank you guys all once again for watching, and I will catch you legends in the next Pokemon Sun and Moon live stream or video.